Welcome to A Second Look. I'm Kevin Wilson, Ohio District President. This is my weekly devotion for our congregations based on the scripture passages from this past weekend. This week's devotion is entitled, A Powerful Image for the End Times and for Today. It comes from the Old Testament reading, Isaiah chapter 2, verses 1 through 3. The word that Isaiah, the son of Amoz, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. It shall come to pass in the latter days that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established as the highest of the mountains, and shall be lifted up above the hills, and all the nations shall flow to it. And many people shall come and say, Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, that he may teach us his ways, and that we may walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. This is such a powerful image of the end times. All people, all nations flowing, streaming, rushing up the mountain of the Lord to go to the Lord's house. Hiking, climbing, scrambling so that they can learn of God and walk in his ways. When we envision this passage, so often we think of other nations, other people groups, all these, quote, foreigners, unquote, streaming to the Lord's house. We need to broaden that image because we are included in this image. All people are gathered together. All people are streaming to the Lord's house. All people are learning God's ways and then walking in God's paths. Such a powerful image, and it becomes all the more intriguing when we recognize the fact that we are part of all nations. But why wait? We don't have to wait for the end times to go to the house of the Lord, to learn God's paths and walk in them. We can go to his word right now. We can join the local Bible study. We can be at church with God's people. We can gain this knowledge now as a foreshadowing of what will happen in the future. We can walk in God's paths now, and it's such a reassuring thought for today. Our lives are such whirlwinds. There's something comforting about the fact that there's a simple process God has put before us. We learn God's ways, then we walk in his paths. But why wait? We don't have to wait for others to join us, going up the mountain to the house of the Lord, going into the house of the Lord today. We can invite others today, the coworker, the friend, the neighbor. We can do so right now. And in doing so, we not only learn the word of the Lord, but as we learn to follow God's paths, we follow them with our neighbor, with our family member, with our friend. This is a powerful way, not just for the end times, but also for the start of a new church year, for today. Until next week, the Lord bless and guide.